Right now, your program only outputs information, but what if it can listen to? In the next minute, I'm going to show you how one line changes everything. You remember when I told you this library takes output and input? Well, there's no input without CIN. What does it do? Well, imagine I change this to name, but I didn't have to write my name here. And I could write my name in the console instead. I could write it in here. Well, stick around. I'm going to show you how to do that in just one moment. Writing a CIN statement is super easy, much easier than writing a cout statement. For the sake of this lesson, we're going to get rid of my name here for this demonstration. So what I've done is I've just defined name as a string data type, which means when I write my CIN statement, I can use that same variable. And if you remember how cout was two angled braces pointing to the left, CIN is two angled braces pointing to the right. So think of it like received from, as in received from console. And then what comes after that is the variable name. So I'm gonna write name, and remember, always end with a semicolon. And that's literally it. That's all you have to do to write a CIN statement. Let's see how that's going to work in the console. But before we do that, we have to give an indicator that we do want to write something here. So right above the CIN statement, we're going to give what is called a prompt. In this case, our prompt can be, what is your name? So we want to still use cout, and we want to write to the console, cout, and then in double quotations, what is your name? And end with a semicolon. Now, here's the thing about C++. If I write it like this, these two lines will be on the same line in the console. Whereas if I ended this line with an end else statement, which is move to the next line statement, then these two lines would be on different lines in the console. Right now, we don't want that because we're asking a simple question. So we're going to delete this, and then we're going to save and run the code. So as you can see, we've gotten our prompt. What is your name? I'm gonna write Darren. And boom, it says, hello world, my name is Darren. So what this did is it took my input when I put in Darren. It took my input and then outputted it on the line right below. Now, just like CIN statements can also take multiple variables. And it'll look something like this. Let's say I wanted to add a last name. I can now write my CIN statement like this. I could add another pair of angled braces, and then I could put my second variable, which is last name. Now, when I output it, I could add last name to my cout statement, and then I could save and run this. For difference here, I'm gonna put Joe Smith, Joe being the first name and Smith being the last name. You always wanna space it out so the variables, the first one can pick up Joe and the second one can pick up Smith. So I'm gonna write Joe Smith and click enter. As you can see, we got this wonky kind of output where both the first names and last names are combined, and that is because we didn't put a space in between the two names. So if I were to go back to my cout statement and add another set of angled braces and added just a space, just within the quotations, if I put a space in between, that's good enough to work. So I want to save and run this and see the final changes. What is my name? Billie Jean. And as you can see, the output says, hello world, my name is Billie Jean, with the space fixed this time. One more thing before I wrap up this video. If I were to erase last name, and in just name, I tried to type in Joe Smith, the program would only take Joe. It would only take the first word before the space. When using CIN, you cannot have spaces between what you're trying to input to the console.